Hello everyone and welcome to Herman's Retirement Tour. We're here in Rockford, Illinois, and another match in Herman's Retirement Tour, like I mentioned, and the Giant making his way down to the ring for this one. And this one, he is fighting a veteran of professional wrestling, but someone who is very much part of the present of the VGIW channel. Someone whose influence is felt throughout VGIW, similar to Herman himself. The Giant, beloved by so many, but finding someone who I believe is maybe perhaps a little bit underrated. Taking on the gentleman, Walter Abbot. Walter Abbot has, someone who turned the Den Light Heavyweight title, one of the original titles for VGIW, and turned it into the UK title. It eventually got merged with the Iron Will belt, which was a submissions-only championship, to create the Bulldog Breed title. Walter Abbot wasn't a fan of that name, so when he grabbed that belt, he renamed it into the VGIW European Championship, which is still ongoing to this day. And when those titles change names, both times, it seems like the titles gained a little bit more prominence each time. So as Walter Abbot makes his way to the ring, the gentleman is ready to trade fisticuffs with the Giant. Walter Abbot is an older gentleman, so he's being showcased here as the president of VGIW. We don't know how many more years we have with the gentleman in the squared circle, but it would be remiss of everyone if he wasn't showcased for what he's done here across the 7 years. And Walter Abbot, ready to go. Oh man, I'm a big fan of Walter. And let me tell you, he has done a fair bit. Like I mentioned, maybe not the most decorated wrestler of all time, but someone who, like I said, his influence is undeniable. Let's see, he debuted at the first VGIW event, World League 1. I believe it would have been the match for the light heavyweight title, which would turn into the UK title, back in 2018. So like I said, 7 years with the channel. And now, let us take a look. What has Walter done throughout his career? He has been UK champion, he's been European champion, and he has been hardcore champion. Very shocking for the gentleman to be a hardcore champion, but Walter, he's been very busy. Walter is one of those cases I mentioned before on the tour, though, where it's less about how many titles he's won. I think he's won a few OW titles. Unfortunately, we can't prove that without the records. But it's less about how many titles he's won, and it's more about what he's done with those titles. Oh, look at that. And that's what's going to make Walter Abbot a bona fide future Hall of Famer. Oh, man, right now, Herman dominating the gentleman. Herman is gearing up for his last match, December 31st. When his career comes to an end. Like I mentioned before, if you want to see Herman beyond that point, you're going to be watching the Texas tapes to watch wrestling back in the good old bad old days. But, here and now in the present day, Herman is finished. Which is going to be a damn shame. Already had his last match with Shockwave Sports. It was a tremendous match, where our very own Gabriel Walker took on Herman. Oh, nice shot there. This is the thing about the gentleman. He may not be the biggest wrestler, but this is someone who has trained in striking. It's not someone who's throwing the fists maybe as hard as like a Daniel Hagen, but the technique is where it matters. He knows the weak spots. He knows... Oh my goodness, nice work there by Herman. But Walter knows the right places to strike to take someone out. Oh, there we go, busting open here. And that allows Walter Abbot to remain competitive. That's the thing. If you can be young, you can be old. It all depends on how you go about things. When you're young, you've got that intensity that you can go crazy. But as you go along, your body, maybe you're one of those rare cases like a Bobby Lashley who can stay incredibly strong, decades into your career. but chances are your body is going to start to feel the effects, and it's going to wane. So you have to, find the technique, and Walter Abbot is a shining example of that. Every strike, every punch, every kick, you can see it hits at just the right spot to really take Herman off of his feet. Something that even the likes of Daniel Hagen may struggle with, as Daniel Hagen goes for a lot of the time full intensity. You know, Daniel Hagen, does have technique, but maybe not, near to the level of Walter Abbot, who Walter Abbot is like full 10 on 10 technique. He can land every single punch and strike and kick perfectly. Daniel Hagen needs more the right time and place for it, and relies on that raw intensity of his strikes. And you can see the difference when you watch the two in action. Daniel Hagen, when he punches, he looks like he's going to take your damn head off. Whereas right now, you're watching like the Van Gogh of strikes here. And Herman is really struggling right now. He struggled in both cases for different reasons. One is because he gets blown aside like an 18-wheeler's coming at him. And this one because every strike hits him in a way that just completely floors him. Oh, he's back up for more though, rolling out of the way. Irish whip off the ropes. Oh, and a DDT! I know Herman, if it wasn't for how badly beaten up his body's gotten over the decades, he'd still be wrestling for the next couple of years. But after those matches with Brutus Armstrong, he realized, it's finally time to call it a career, which is why he's been doing the retirement tour. His soul, his mind are willing to do it, and his body can keep up for these matches, in the short term, but long term, he knows his body is going to have I think he realized his body is going to have a hard time doing this for a long stretch anymore. Oh, man. So one more year, try to push his body through one more year of showcasing, passing those torches along to the stars of the VGIW channel. Oh, man. And then retire. If he can pull, I think his hope was, if he can endure one more year, then that'll be fine. He won't be able to endure more than that, but that'll do. Oh, now the gentleman looking to finish things off once and for all. Here we go! Right across the chin. That might be a knockout shot. 2, 3. And there you have it. The gentleman has done it. Expertly done. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen anyone who can train their blows like Walter Abbot has done. Between that and his influence over the championships, makes him an undeniable legend. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Herman's Retirement Tour. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe.